The dusty town of Red Hollow had seen many trials, but none like this. A crowd gathered beneath the scorching sun, whispering, pointing, judging. At the center stood a wooden platform. A noose swayed gently in the wind, and beneath it stood Elena Whitmore. She was barely 20. Her white dress, now stained with dirt, clung to her trembling frame. Her wrists were bound, but her chin remained lifted, though fear flickered in her eyes. She is guilty, the judge had declared hours earlier. By the law of this land, she is to be hanged at sundown. Her crime? No one could agree. Some said she refused a powerful man. Others whispered she had protected a secret. But the official charge was vague, defiance of order. Elena knew the truth. She had refused to marry a man twice her age, a wealthy ranch owner who controlled half the town. When she said no, he turned the law against her. Now the same people who once greeted her kindly stood silent, watching her die. A priest stepped forward. "My child," he said softly, "confess your sins." Elena shook her head. "I have done nothing wrong." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. The sheriff adjusted the rope. "Time's near." Just as the executioner reached for her arm, a distant sound cut through the silence. Hoofbeats, fast, powerful. Everyone turned. Out of the horizon rode a lone figure, a Comanche warrior. His horse thundered across the earth like a storm, dust rising behind him. He didn't slow. He rode straight toward the gallows. "Stop him," the sheriff shouted. But no one moved fast enough. The warrior pulled his horse to a halt just feet from the platform. His presence alone silenced the crowd. Tall, fierce, with eyes like fire, he carried authority that didn't belong to their laws. "I challenge this sentence," he said. Gasps erupted. The judge frowned. "You have no place here, savage." "This is our law." The warrior dismounted slowly. "Then your law is unjust." He looked at Elena, and for a moment everything stilled. Her fear had met his calm strength. "On what grounds?" The judge snapped. The warrior stepped forward. "On the grounds that no innocent life should be taken without truth." The crowd murmured louder now. The sheriff scoffed. "You think you can just ride in and stop justice?" The warrior's voice was steady. "I think your justice is built on fear." He turned to Elena. "Do you wish to live?" Her voice trembled, but her answer did not. "Yes." The warrior nodded once. "Then I will fight for you." The town erupted into chaos. "You can't allow this," one man shouted. "This is madness," another cried. But the judge raised his hand for silence. "You speak of challenge," the judge said coldly. "What do you propose?" The warrior didn't hesitate. "Trial by combat." A shocked silence followed. It was an old law, rarely used, nearly forgotten. A man could fight on behalf of the accused. If he won, the sentence would be overturned. If he lost, and both would face death, you would risk your life. "For her?" the judge asked. The warrior's eyes didn't leave Elena. "Yes." The judge smirked. "So be it." The sheriff stepped forward. "I'll fight him." The warrior nodded once. "Prepare." They moved to the center of town. A circle formed. The sun hung low now, casting long shadows across the ground. Elena was brought closer, forced to watch. Her heart pounded. Why would a stranger do this? The sheriff drew his blade. "You picked the wrong town to play hero." The warrior said nothing. He simply unsheathed his knife, shorter, simpler, but deadly. "Begin!" the judge called. The sheriff lunged first, fast, aggressive. The warrior moved like water. He dodged, stepped aside, struck, quick and precise. Gasps echoed from the crowd. Again and again the sheriff attacked. Again and again he failed. The warrior wasn't just fighting, he was reading him. Every movement, every breath. Then, a sudden clash. Steel met steel. The sheriff stumbled. The warrior disarmed him in a single motion, his blade now pressed against the sheriff's throat. Silence. The judge stood stunned. "Yield," the warrior said. The sheriff hesitated, then dropped to his knees. "I yield." The crowd erupted, some in shock, others in reluctant awe. The warrior stepped back. The judge's face darkened. "This proves nothing." "It proves enough," the warrior replied. "Your own law." The judge clenched his fists. But he knew. He had no choice. "Elena Whitmore," he said bitterly, "you are free." The rope was cut. Her hands were untied. She stood there shaking, not from fear now, but from disbelief. "Free!" She turned to the warrior. "Why?" she asked softly. He looked at her for a long moment. "Because no one else would."